Hi, my name is Amanda Echalaz. Welcome to opera's version of This Is Your Life. That's how it feels anyway. This is rather lovely. Through the years as Tosca. Tosca is a role that I feel very passionately about. It was really my big break, as it were. I came to Holland Park and James suggested Tosca. I thought, wonderful, I have always wanted to sing that. And this picture brings back a lot of memories. And it was just right place, right time. Holland Park was the perfect venue for this. And I was fortunate enough to have a great director, which was Stephen Barlow. So as it happens, Stephen is directing this revival of Tosca. He was an inspiration to work with, and he brought out this very fresh interpretation of Tosca, which, being the age that I was, it rather suited me. And we had a great cast. I was actually singing with Sean Ruan, who I went to college with, so we knew each other well. It was a very strong connection between all the cast members, and I think that relayed into the show, which just had a freshness about it and a spark. And fortunately for all of us, it went extremely well. And it's really wonderful now to come back to Holland Park after all these years and do maybe a more mature take on it. Flicking through, yes, so the next one, this is English National Opera's Tosca, which was directed by Catherine Malfitano, who herself was a fabulous, passionate Tosca. So it was wonderful to work with her. And she insisted on a backward fall. So it took me a while, but it's now also become something that it's become a bit of a trademark that now I always go backwards. I ended up working with Stephen again when I made my American debut, which was at Sante Fe Opera, which is, here it is, look at that. So this was my debut in America. That's the wonderful Brian Judd, who's now singing all over the world. That was his break. It was due to be a different tenor, and last minute he was the replacement, and he's never looked back. And so this was another beautiful production by Stephen Barlow and Janis, completely different to this Tosca, but that was wonderful, and romance blossomed because that's also where I met my now husband. So there we go. Here is Sydney Opera House. There I was shot against a barbed wire fence. This photo was taken at Semperoper in Dresden. And this is memorable to me because of the very, very charismatic Jose Cura. So he was my cavaradossi, and I have to say he is one, without a doubt, the most passionate cavaradossi I've ever sung with. I mean, he just ate the stage up. Complete stage animal, amazing presence, amazing amount of energy to sing with. And then that takes us to the Royal Opera House. And I was really fortunate. Again, so much of these things is timing, presenting itself to you. And whilst I was doing this wonderful Holland Park opera, Tosca, the Royal Opera House needed a stand-in for Angela Gheorghiu, who was sick. And as they realized I was just down the road, they asked me to sing that evening to replace Angela Gheorghiu. And so that was really my next lucky break. And it all really stemmed from this chance of singing at Opera Holland Park. And it was a very exciting evening, lots of adrenaline, as you can imagine. And I'll get the photo. I'm not sure if you can see in this photo here. But when I arrived to my dressing room, there were 2 security guards standing on either side of the door with the earpieces in and the big chests, and very formidable looking. And I discovered later the reason was because when Angela Gheorghiu sang Tosca, she insisted on wearing Grace Kelly's a wedding tiara, which you can see clearly actually in the picture, and her earrings. So the security guards were there to whisk it away from you the minute you finished singing Act 2. They were there, took it, and disappeared into the night. So that was fun. Yeah, speaking of costumes, that also reminds me, very difficult costume. So this was the Jonathan Kent production, a gorgeous production, beautiful looking. But it had the Act 2 dress had an impossibly long train. So I find that a little challenging, but no such problem in the Opera Holland Park production. And I guess that's the thing, looking at all these photos, yes, it's Tosca, 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 but the truth is every time is different. It's different because your co-singers, they're different, your director is different, you're different. I'm not the same Tosca that I was when I first sang. And there are things about that that I love, and there's things that I love about being an older singer too. And I guess that's the thing with all your joint life experiences. It's never a repeat. It's always something fresh, and you're always creating. And I think when I stop creating, that's the end. So let's keep creating. Keep the magic happening. And there's the last photo. So here we are again at Holland Park, which rounds everything off very nicely. I'm in my fur coat, which is lovely because by this point of the evening, there's a breeze blowing, hopefully not too much, in Holland Park. You might hear the odd peacock going, so it's very atmospheric. It's just one of those unique things about singing at a venue like Opera Holland Park. And I'm here with my darling Sean Rowan. We're singing our last love duet together. And yeah, it's a very poignant moment. Actually, it makes me feel poignant looking at it because this production was really so special for all of us. But the joy is that we now get to recreate it and bring something fresh and exciting to it, which it will be. So I'm not going to tell you what happens next because that would be a total spoiler alert. Buy your tickets. See you at Opera Holland Park. Thank you.